Most traders know the patterns. Breakouts, gap fills, bounces off the 9 EMA. And yet, most still fail, not from a lack of knowledge. They fail because they're trading without context. Would you drive blindfolded on the freeway? That's what it's like trading without understanding market structure. Are we trending, consolidating, or reversing? Which setups fit today's environment? What levels truly matter and which are just noise? Market context answers all of that. That's why every morning I post a clear market context and game plan. It's the same blueprint I use before every trade. You'll know if we're in expansion or contraction mode, when to trust the open or fade it, whether a gap will run or reverse, where traders are trapped and where price is likely to react. With context, you're not chasing, you're executing. If you want to trade with clarity and conviction, read the daily game plan by 9 AM EST on Substack. Join us live on Discord and YouTube. It's not about seeing more setups. It's about knowing which ones matter before the bell rings. Most traders know the patterns. Breakouts, gap fills, bounces off the 9 EMA. And yet, most still fail, not from a lack of knowledge. They fail because they're trading without context. Would you drive blindfolded on the freeway? That's what it's like trading without understanding market structure. Are we trending, consolidating, or reversing? Which setups fit today's environment? What levels truly matter and which are just noise? Market context answers all of that. That's why every morning I post a clear market context and game plan. It's the same blueprint I use before every trade. You'll know if we're in expansion or contraction mode, when to trust the open or fade it, whether a gap will run or reverse, where traders are trapped and where price is likely to react. With context, you're not chasing, you're executing. If you want to trade with clarity and conviction, read the daily game plan by 9 AM EST on Substack. Join us live on Discord and YouTube. It's not about seeing more setups. It's about knowing which ones matter before the bell rings. Good morning, traders. How's your weekend, guys? Can you guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up or say yes, just doing the sound test before we start discussing today's game plan. Can you guys hear me? Nicole, can you hear me? Alrighty, I can hear you as well. Perfect. Alrighty, okay, right. So remember, today is the Monday morning. We are meeting after the weekend. And let's just do refresh our memory where market is and do some analysis. People, can you mute here? Your voice is echoing. All right. So let's do that. just clean a little bit up here. There's a lot of levels which we marked previously. Market they just move along, so we don't need those many. All right. So, all right. So let's look at the again from the beginning, trying to understand the context of what market is trying to do, where market is right now, and what we're gonna do. That we're gonna prepare a game plan for today. Morning, Walter. All right. So, all right. So let's look at it here. So just to refresh, this is just the April, and we are exactly at the same spot where we were in the February. And if you look at it, we had a small dip, and then market has just bounced from that. So if you're still in the living in the memory of this side, you're going to. All right, yeah, that's a good point. Let me just share my Discord as well. There you go. Thank you. Let's redo it. I forgot to share on the Discord. All right. So let's look at it again. I'm saying let's start with the beginning. That where were we, and so then we don't lose the focus. If you remember, in the April, we were somewhere here, and if you're living still in the memories of beginning of the April and the March, then you going to miss the whole rally which we are having right now. Market it seems way stronger. We're exactly in the same spot where we were in the April, in the before the all tariff weakness started in mid February, close to the high. And if you look at it, these dips are being bought up on the same day, or maybe after 1 or 2 days, but it never break the previous breakout point. So market is really strong. Every time it seems like it's going to pull a little bit deeper, but buyers comes in. So very strong upside move, and I've no doubt that it might gonna go and break out and make the new high soon. Market is really strong, really strong at this point. So what we are looking at this point today, what we are looking at it here, that this is the June first day, right? The start of the new month, and right now we are back again on the top of, either you want to say at the June end or the May end, or you're going to say May mid. Essentially, we have not moved much uh, after the May 19th. That's mean that the market is just consolidating, clearing the base. And right now, if you look at it, each dip is getting smaller and smaller. So move up, the bigger dip came back, smaller dip. Now, if you look at it, much smaller. So what I'm really expecting from the market today is, if the market is able to hold 6,000, which is trying to hold from last many days, or even you want to say month. Right now we are in the January February range. If we held today, if we hold today the 6,000, likely we're gonna see a move back to 650, 660, 100. So there is a beautiful chance for us to go long and take the breakout trades. If you look at the 30 minutes chart, we have clear highs and lows, which is also coming from highs and lows from the day before as well. So if you look at it here, this is the Friday high. No, this is basically um, yeah. This is the Friday high. This is the Sunday high. Is it 6.8, 6.9? Yeah, 6.8, 6.9, and then 6.6. Where's it? Right in the calendar? Yeah. So this is a 6-6. So okay. So I'm mistaking. Say so. This was the high from the Friday. This is the high from the Sunday night, and this is the today's high. So if you look at it, we have a three highs, right? And then if you want to count it, the day before, which is a Thursday high went to the pre-market, which is really retesting the Sunday night high, and there is also one more high, which is basically the after on the cash session with 6,000. So we have multiple supports are being created on the above 6,000 level. What we really need to see that if we can hold the 6,000 today, uh, and we can get the pullback, we can easily we can go and retest 6,050. I think market has a big chances of making 6,050 today. Um, we would just need to wait for the right opportunity. We might gonna see a breakout first, and if we're gonna see the breakout first, then we need to make sure that we're gonna find the right entry. If we don't find the breakout, we got a pullback. We need to be very careful in getting long. I might not be interested in shorting this. If you look at it, it's really really strong. Unless we break the 6,000 and then come down and fail this whole structure, uh, then we can definitely consider looking for the short. But right now, the range is really tight, so shorting is not a good idea. We have uh, Thursday low is 59.30, and if you look at it, it's a very big range. So almost the almost the 100 points range in 3 days. So this is Thursday low. This is Thursday low, and this is the Friday high, right? Look at 630 to almost 625, 559.30 to 6,025. So almost the 100 point range. So a really big range here at this point. Morning Dan. So I would not be pushing for the shorts, any short trade if the market stay within this range. And so let's just mark these levels. I'm gonna mark this. We have clearly have a bouncing support here. And here, if we can hold 6,000, 6,010, we get the, I don't think it would be if we can get the consolidation here. And once the market opens and then we see the breakout over 620, there would be high chances that we're going to see a bigger breakout. Then if breakout happens now, then, after market open, we might need to chase and look for the pullback entries. Any questions about how the market is moving, what market conditions look like? Feel free to give us the comment questions on, I see a lot of people are online on YouTube, X, so just give us a thumbs up, and the question, if they have, just put it there. I'm gonna answer it. And the bookmap streaming is already on for you guys, so check it out. Alrighty, so let's look at the NQ. If you don't have, hi Vivek, morning. So just let me remind you that what we're looking at the ES before we move on to NQ. So if you look at it from my perspective, ES is really strong at this point. This is the Thursday low. This is Thursday high. We are close to the highs. As far as we staying above this 59.95, 6,000 level, there is no way we want to think about even thinking about shorting this market as same. You cannot even think about it. This is really strong market. What we're going to look for is to see if we can get the breakout. If we can hold the 6,000, there is high chances that we can break out. If not today, maybe next week. We don't know. We're going to see a consolidation again today, but market looks very strong. And if you look at it, the you know the economic data, what we have expecting today, you can clearly see that this week is really important. Today we don't have anything. Tuesday doesn't have, but look at the core CPI, PPI, initial claim. So this week has a lot of data coming in. High chances that either market will not anticipate the good economic data and breakout, and then if it doesn't like it, then pull back, or just consolidate and wait for the breakout. I think that it can easily preempt and move up before it's before data, because market seems really strong, has refused to go anytime. If you look at it on the daily, you can see not even the single pullback lasted more than a day. So any deeper pullback. So look at this, how many bottoming tails there are. And if you really want to see, I have not seen the market like this. If you look at the 30 minutes, let me just remove this. This is a 30-minute chart, and look at it, that how many times you see the bottoming candles. You know, every pullback is bought back up. Every pullback is bought back, and not even waiting for the day or multiple, couple of hours sell off. Every 30-minute sell off is bought back up. This is really crazy. Very strong market. I've not seen the market like that. Usually market sell off, few hours of consolidation, and then move in afternoon. But if you look at it here, you know, even within 30 minutes, market pulls back up. Really extremely strong, extremely strong, extremely strong, extremely strong market. Not seeing the market like that. That 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 you that the buyers comes in within first 30 minutes of the sell-off. Extremely strong. The friends who are on X, if you have any questions, feel free to ask before I move on to NQ. So my advice is, don't look for the short at this point unless we see a clear breakdown coming in under the 59.30, which is basically the Thursday's low. So if you look at it here, this is the daily chart, and if you look at it here, where is the Thursday's low? This is the Thursday's low. Let's just mark this level. All right, let's look at the NQ now. So, nothing, no different, same, big sell off. And then if you look at it, we're just moving up very nicely. So in fact, if you look at the NQ has a much more better consolidation here. 1, 2, 3, 4, very tight range. And if you look at it, what is the size of this range is, let's look at very closely, and you're gonna see here, this is between the 21,725 to 800. 75 points only, which is nothing for the NQ. Again, 75 points consolidation. There is a smaller consolidation, almost 75 points. Then we see a bigger dip, and then immediately bought back on the same day. Next day we gap up, and boom, right? So again consolidation. So really strong consolidation where we had the double top close to the end of the May. So just imagine if it's going to break out here above 21,850, 840, and which is we have 21,900. Look at this, easily it's going to go retest 22,000 and more if this breakout happen. The question is that ES and NQ both going to break out today, or is going to break out, within this week? But there's a lot of economic data pending this week, so expectations would be the two things: either we're going to consolidate before the breakout, or we can anticipate the good data, and then breakout happens, and then market reacts differently if the data doesn't come with or meet the expectations. But so far, very strong market. What do you guys feel? Do you feel the same way, or do you feel that market is really extended? It should come down. What do you guys feel? What do you guys see? How you guys see the market? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember it's a Sunday, so usually the consolidation happened over the Sunday night when the session opens. Monday morning consolidation. So the tighter the consolidation would it be, the higher the likelihood would be the market is going to go one way or other, right? But if it's yeah, I mean the June. You're saying the June 5th. Yeah, and why? Tell me why. Tell me why. Look at the chart and tell me why. Tell me the chart and then tell me why that it didn't break out on that day. Maybe Thursday or Friday, whatever you want to say. Yeah, why? Look at the chart. No, I mean, only reason I would see this here. Look at this. Strong up, strong push down, then one, two, three, four. So it's hard for market to break out, consecutively on the 4 day. So it's so market what does is market first recover all the way to the previous high, and now it's consolidating. So what's happening here is the institution is buying, building the position for the next week, and then any good news it can bust. So it can happen. It can easily fail too. But if the way market is really showing the strong and the strength, this recovery and then consolidation is just show one thing is basically a bull flag, and it's just flagging here and just looking for any positive information or the new inflow to come in, and then just boom. Because if it's gonna break out here, it's just gonna be extended, right? It's gonna be then fourth candle, one, two, three, four. So market need little breather to catch up. And if you look at it, it is much more stronger. It's kind of a making cup and handle. So if you look at it, if you want to say this cup, right, is making a beautiful deep cup and handle. So this is really strong. If it's going to break out this time, if it this time is going to break out, there's a high likelihood that we're going to make the new high. Very easy. And this momentum, what initially my thought was that market might going to go up and down, build the position, and then maybe in August, September, market going to go breakout. But the way it is moving, you never know. Market is going to be this summer, maybe the hottest summer in the market. That the market is moving very strongly and break all new highs. Let's look at the COVID-19 time. What happened in the COVID-19 June period? This is a good question because in the COVID-19 market also fell similarly in March and April. The similar conditions, same deeper pullback. So if you go to the COVID-19 time, come on, shows the COVID-19. Here you go. Where's the COVID-19? Data finished, but I can't see the COVID. So I need to go to the weekly then. Okay. Why it doesn't go? Okay, let's look it up here. So here you go. Let's look at here on the Finways. Okay. So if you look at in the Finways here, so this is the COVID-19 dip, and same thing what we see in the March and April, right? The way we seen here this time, and what happened here. Let's look at it now. So March, April, May, June. So here, look at this. So March, April, May, and this is the June. We are looking at the June. We see a smaller pullback in the June. Let's look at it here. Okay, let's look at now here. So what we seeing here? So June, we see a pullback in June. Then July, August. I think that's what I was expecting. That's what it was in my mind was like this, as market is going to consolidate a little bit more before the summer gone, and then market going to break out in the late in the year. But if we now bring it this closer, what market is doing here is this breaking out now, in June. So it's also possible that market going to go like this in June, and then slowly come down in July, and then August again rip. This could easily possible, or is also possible that in June like this, and then consolidate, right? But this looks really, really strong at this point. We have very short distance we need to cover, almost the 200 points distance we need to cover to break out. So very much alignment, but I was thinking that the June is a slower month, so it's gonna sell out. But if you look at it, the structure is like this. We are right now here, right, and assume this. If it's this is what we are looking at. Assume this is not COVID-19. This is today. This exact consolidation what we have seen there, and this is look like a June, July, August, September, October, November, and then slowly it break out, right? But this doesn't look like the same structure at this point. We are here, and I'm going to show you closely. Let me just bring it because if I can just a bit zoom down. Basically, it's now 5 years. It's very distant memory. I can't bring it in. Okay, here. So look at here. Let me just bring it. Do you see both of them? Do you see that? Do you guys see? Do you guys see the chart? See how much resembled it is? If that happens, just imagine if everything goes if everything go exactly the way market is thinking, we are looking at another 200 points upside. But the question is that, is this market going to consolidate before going in? Because this could be one of the strongest market. Exactly right now we are on this spot in the market. So this spot and this spot has similarity. This is needs to cover. We have this need to cover. Now question is that, are we going to see something like this, a couple of months of more consolidation over that, or we're just gonna see a straight up? And since we are on the Finviz, we can also look at this, which is my favorite. Look at this right now, uh, which shows right now that the institutions are not that bullish in the month of June. So possibility is there that it might not break out. Now retails are more bullish than the retails are more bullish than the institutions in the month of June. So highly possible uh, that that we do some consolidation before the breakout. So see here, last whole month the market was really, institutions are really bullish and the retails are short. Now retails are bullish, but the institutions are not really bullish. So we'll see. We have the chart patterns, we have the structure in place. Usually June are slower months, so we have the seasonal context as well of the market. So we're gonna see that how it's going to work. I you know, guys, give us a thumbs up on the YouTube if you are not there. I don't know, today we don't get this much booster. If guys on the YouTube, if you can give hi or hello on the YouTube just to see the engagement. I see a lot of people are online on X. If you say yes, thumbs up, it would really appreciate it, help us. Anyway, so overall looks market looks really bullish. We'll see that, how does it unfold uh, today. But if it start breaking out, then we shouldn't be surprised. Very strong. Look at this, how strong it is. So if you look at the pattern, is that right now pull flat, on 30 minutes, breakout, consolidation, breakout, deeper consolidation, and then breakout, then again consolidation. Now again trying to move. So really strong at this point if you look at it. So every, either you got the 2 hours of consolidation or you got 30 minutes of consolidation, but you're getting the smaller red candles in consolidation and moving, market just moving back up. And there's a volume as well. So if you look at the volume, you can see the volume as well. Right. Yeah. Now my only thing is that I don't want it to chase the breakout. I hope it doesn't break out before the market opens. The key data coming in from the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we all three have a data. Friday is a Michigan, and then Wednesday, Thursday, we have a core CPI and the employment data. So important data this week.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's look like the market doesn't really care. I guess any good news or bad news, uh, I mean, market just need a reason. Anyone sneeze, market going to go up. Market is in that phase right now. Very good inflows coming in. There are phases in the market, and that's what people like. So there was a phase in the market. Just let's go back to the here. This phase of the market where institution has just turned the tap off. There's no water coming. There's no liquidity, and it seems like this side is excessive liquidity. What is excessive liquidity is mean that if you look at it, any pullback doesn't last even 30 minutes. That's mean that somebody just pouring money in the market, and that is really, really very strong, very unreasonable piece to comprehend. But that's what the regime is. You have to understand what market is. Here, there was not even, nobody was buying it. Here, nobody stopped buying it. Completely, you know opposite of that. And that's basically, that's why you need a mentor or a guide who can explain to you, because for a normal individual who are new to the trading doesn't really understand that, who is still in the living in March and April, then they're gonna, any pullback they're gonna think, oh, market is going to come down. But no, market doesn't function like that. You need to understand the market context. Market is in an extremely bullish context right now. But it's not that you cannot short. If you look at our own trades last week, all majority of our money coming from the short trades. If you go back and look at all our trades, most of our profit came from the short trade. But is the point, what I'm saying is that the short is only going to be work in the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, in the particular moment where you see the flow, you read the tape, you have the structure, you execute it. But that moment is gone. 10-15 minutes of sell-off gone. If you're on the wrong side on the short, you're gonna blow your account. Look at this pullbacks. I cannot imagine a 200 to 300 points of pullback in just a 1 30 minutes candle. Look at the 15 minutes, you're gonna see more. Look at this really ugly candles. Remember here, I think we shorted it, and immediately market moved back up. On this day we shorted it, and then after 30 minutes, what happened? Market made the new high. And then I think in the afternoon we again shorted it. But look at it, the sell off in the afternoon. But what happened next? Immediately, so it's really, really, I think this is June 2nd, this was I was referring to. We shorted it. uh, we shorted it on the Thursday as well, right? Thursday, I think we have shorted as well, if I recall correctly. Yeah, so we had the first short, we made the money, and then look at this. And then I think later in the afternoon we shorted as well here, when this breakdown happened on Tuesday. But you look at, if you, for instance, if you are here, you took the breakdown, it come a little bit in your direction, and then look at the 660 to almost 790. It's hard to tolerate those pullbacks. Assume that you shorted again on the breakdown and you didn't take the profit. You're thinking for a little bit longer. I bet you that this pullback is going to kill you, right? Uh, so there are short things happen, but this is very basically very quick. You can't hold those shorts really long. If you're gonna hold it, you cannot survive those pullbacks. Right. I'm just gonna. If you have any questions, if not, I'm gonna just take a few minutes for break, and I will be back.
If you're here to flip coins and gamble, click away. If you're here to actually learn how to trade futures with structure, strategy, and real results, then welcome.
because most people don't make it. Not because they are not smart, but because no one ever taught them how to build a foundation. Hello there and
Most
welcome.
traders know the patterns. Breakouts, gap fills, bounces off the 9 EMA. And yet, most still fail, not from a lack of knowledge. They fail because they're trading without context. Would you drive blindfolded on the freeway? That's what it's like trading without understanding market structure. Are we trending, consolidating, or reversing? Which setups fit today's environment? What levels truly matter and which are just noise? Market context answers all of that. That's why every morning I post a clear market context and game plan. It's the same blueprint I use before every trade. You'll know if we're in expansion or contraction mode, when to trust the open or fade it, whether a gap will run or reverse, where traders are trapped and where price is likely to react. With context, you're not chasing, you're executing. If you want to trade with clarity and conviction, read the daily game plan by 9 AM EST on Substack. Join us live on Discord and YouTube. It's not about seeing more setups. It's about knowing which ones matter before the bell rings.
So market is doing really good at this point. I see a big order on 21,825 um, on NQ and 6,020 on ES. So, and if you know that 6,020 is the high, right? So 6,020 would be the place if this breakout happens. Could be a really breakout. Could be a breakout point because we see the big orders as well as the uh, previous resistance. So if it breaks here, then we might gonna see deeper push on the upside. And the pre-market high is also in the 6,020. So 15 minutes still. If you have 15 minutes. Hi John, good morning. Excuse me. All right, I see the little sell-off coming in. A very small sell-off. That is good. This pullback would help us to go move back to the VWAP. Because if you look at it, it was a bit extended above the VWAP before the market opened. So this pullback will set up the expectations. I mean, so on the smaller time frame, it's making the lower highs, and then it just slipped. Still the 10 minutes. Let's see what happened. Market holding back again. How was your weekend, guys? Come on, guys, tell me. Are you guys still sleepy? Again, bounce back immediately. Look at this. Very strong. Can you guys hear me, right? Okay, good. So 5 minutes to go. Extremely strong at this point. me. Oh, another. This is good that we have a clear resistance now, 6015 and 6018, 6020. So that is really good. We have a clear resistances. So if we can get the push over the top, we can look for the breakout over these levels. All right, 30 seconds. Good luck, guys. Stay safe and trade consciously. Make sure it's a Monday. Don't get energized. Manage your risk properly. 8 more seconds. Good luck. Right. Market held the VWAP. First move is coming towards the top. Morning heat. We carefully see. Okay, first minute is over. Nothing much. just a consolidation in the previous range. You can see here, this is just a chop zone. First push down. Let's see what it does on the 6,000. Can it retest and push back up? Right now we are trading on the NQ side on the Friday opening range. It was so strong even on Friday they couldn't close the gap. It is going towards the closing the gap. Watching it, don't need to be rushed. Like the first move is coming down. This is the 4th minute. Right now ES is 6,004. We'll see what happened in 6,000. 6,003. Let's see what happens here. 4 minutes are over. NQ started bouncing as well, but ES still weak. Seems like ES is going to breach the 6,000. 6,001 is bouncing from the 6,001. Still, it's bouncing, but there is no significant aggressive buying. Still selling. Okay, it held the 6,000. Let's see what happened next. Okay, this is the 5 minutes. Look like a doji gonna come in. Almost a 17-point sell-off from 6,016 to the 6,000. We were thinking that it's gonna hold the 6,000, right? So far it's holding it. But there is But I don't see anything for going long here at this point. But I'm looking this level closely. NQ is just tripping down. Kept buying started happening at this point here. See what happened. Let's see if it does it fail here. See if it fails here, we can go short under 6,004 with the risk of pre-market low, which is 6,006, almost 4 points risk. If it fails here. Okay, another, okay, let's see, 38. Can it fail here? Go small size, first trade. What happened? It didn't allow me to short. What happened? There's something wrong in it happened. If you guys are short, please stay in the short. I couldn't enter the short. I don't know what happened. I chased it a little bit. There was some problem in my execution. Let's see what it does. I chased a little bit, so your entry might be better than my entry. I don't like it. It's holding too much. NQ basically continued to push down, but ES is held a little bit longer. Nope, no, don't pull it back. I'm close to stopping out. All right, I'm stopped out. We had a first losing trade here. It was really bearish on the book map, but it really held to very well 6,000. If you look at the NQ pushed back down, but ES was just held it. So if you look at the gap was closing at 59.95. So I was thinking he's going to close the gap based on the. We're gonna wait. Oh, look at the NQ bounce again. Wow, again, NQ is just moved over the highs. Let's see how this candle flows. Maybe we can try another small size trade short on this time. Maybe it was just a noise for us. Let this 5 minutes close. Let's see how does it close. Okay, we're gonna try another short. Try another small size. We're gonna try uh, under the pre-market low, which is 6,005. Let's see how does it end. But if it's gonna break out, then we can consider it for the long side. But as far as below 6,010, I feel like there is a whole gap here, which can easily be go and fill, which is a Friday gap. So no trade yet. Okay, watch out below the 6,004. Okay, let's see another 30 seconds before this minute candle closes. Okay, under 6,004, small size because 6 points risk in this. Okay, not yet, right? Not yet. See, can it break down? No trade. Is holding pre-market low very nicely at this point. Yeah, 1 minute before the 5 minute closes. Look at the NQ. NQ is trying to break out 21,800. Look at the 30 minutes NQ, very ugly candle. Yeah, another 30 seconds remaining in 5 minutes to over. NQ look really strong, trying to break out 21,800. Okay, NQ broke out. We can consider going long over 610 if market continues to break out. Let's see whether NQ can hold this 21,800 or no. It's a little bit extended. So this candle is going to be the test whether market is going to hold the upside and break out, and if this does happen, then we cancel the short and look for the long. But if it comes down and fail here, then we can look for the short. Yeah, so far as pushing down. Let's see, still above the pre-market level, so and very close to the VWAP. And NQ is over the highs, and ES is still in the mid range. So if you look at it here, high is this, low is this in the opening range. NQ is just breaking out, it's holding very nicely 21,800, but not the ES. So for instance, if NQ continue to push up and ES can break out over 610, then we can go and look for the long. So in this case, we're going to go long over 610 and our risk would be 6,005. But if it fails, NQ and ES both fails, and ES comes down under 6,005, then we look for the short. NQ is just keep moving out. I see a significant orders, but NQ is just trying to break out. Rejected 21,820 at this point. Let's see. Not rush, not in rush. We can take time. If you need to wait another 30 minutes, we can wait. Okay, so seems like NQ is rejecting. Let's see what it does. Still 2 minutes left. Another 30 seconds. If you look at it right now, it is a divergence between the NQ and ES. And when this happens, it's ideal to wait for better confirmation because both are going in a different direction. Thirty seconds. All right, 5 minutes before the 10 o'clock. And ES is trying to make the bull flag over the top. NQ is already close to breaking out. Can it fail or can it, push up? If it's breakout here, I'm not taking this trade because NQ is really close to resistance. ES still has a room, but I just want to wait a little bit more. We already have one red trade. I don't want to take the another push on this trade. If you look at it, this green on the NQ 30 minutes is completely green. ES 30 minutes is red. So I'm not sure what's going to happen next. The market initial move was down and then slowly moved back up. But still, close to VWAP. So in an opening range, there is no direction taken yet. Remember today, if I would rank this day, if it's within the range, doesn't break out any range, then it's better not to trade today. It's gonna be high likelihood that we won't gonna find a good move. But once we get the Either we're going to see the gap closure momentum coming in the way I was thinking initially, or we're going to break out. That's where we can get the big momentum. But if it stay within the opening range and doesn't do much, then there's no trade at this point. Appreciate guys who are watching us on the YouTube and X. I would really appreciate if you're learning and trading with us. Give us a thumbs up. We really want your support at this point. So that's good that we another 5-minute consolidation. So if we consolidate another 5 minutes, right, and NQ breakout from there and ES breakout from here, then we can consider going long. But not now. Okay, so push down a little bit. ES is now selling off. See, that was the reason I was not supporting the long. We'll see what happened. You can still consider going short under the 6004. ES is holding pre-market low. Another 1 minute. Let's see how does end. Look at this, how bad this trade candle is on the NQ 30 minutes. Really big choppy, bottoming tail, up tail. This 1 minute will determine whether it's going to turn green candle or red candle on the NQ. ES is trying to sell off now, but I'm not gonna tick now. The short, we're gonna wait this 10. You remember 10 o'clock? We usually avoid taking 10 o'clock trades. Excuse me. Okay, 10 o'clock, get ready. Let's see what it does. Does it fail? Does it move back up? Okay, market is trying to break out here. A big push came in at 10 o'clock. Okay. A really nice move in 1 minute. Really volatile minute, this one. See, ES is trying to break out. Okay, watch out. If it's breakouts over 6,010, Okay. Yes, fail again. So kind of a choppy session seems like. Still waiting. Do you guys have any question while we are waiting? Okay. Seems like wanted to sell off now. Let's see, but look at this. See that I don't like the divergence straight. Look at the ES. ES is trying to sell. NQ is still holding the top. Which one you follow? It's really hard to follow. There's too much risk. There clearly consolidation and choppiness. Look at the ES and NQ. Both have a divergence. ES showing us and I think what we stop out even the previous one is also because of the NQ. Look at the NQ bounce. So really hard unless the NQ confirms the trend. It's really hard. So don't take any short trade now. Look at the ES and NQ. The divergence is here. Okay. I wanted to see the okay. I want NQ to turn red as well. Most of the time, NQ just follow the ES at the end. But unless we see the clear follow, I don't want to anticipate because we already have the one losing trade. Look at how 1 minute and 2 minutes are really, really choppy. Big ranges coming in. See if NQ breaks out, there's likely ES is going to follow that and we can go for the long over 610. But at this point, ES wants to come down, NQ want to break out. This 2 minute, both showing different signals. So it's better, there's no edge. There's a 50% chances we're going to win and 50% chances we're going to lose. Another push out. Look at this. NQ is really, really strong at this point. NQ really wants to break out. So today is a day where we do not need to force the trade. Okay, you always remember what day it is. Today is a day where you take the small loss or small win unless market breaks out. If market doesn't break out, stay within those ranges, there's no point for us to push the trades. Still consolidating, nothing much. NQ looks strong. Let's see what it does now. Can it break out and push the ES as well? Okay, NQ is almost close to the high of the day. Can it break out? Oh, NQ is breaking out. It's just pushed the 8 to now. Watch the ES. If ES can continue to follow with the NQ, we can go over long 6010. Okay, I'm watching. NQ broke out. NQ also, ES also goes long. Okay, I'm going long now. I'm going to add over 6010 and win small size here. Let's see what it does. Looks really strong. NQ has already broke out. I think he is going to join now. Come on. See what it does. Come on. Come on. Over 6010. Breakout. Come on. Come on. All right. Come on. Let it run now. Okay. Let's hope the 6,008 continue. Come on. Push us a little bit down, back again. Come on. 6,005. 5 points risk. If it's breaks under 6,005, then we can stop out. Same zone. Usually we look for 5, but sometimes if it's too wiki, you can give a little bit more chance. But I guess the 5 points is good enough. But look at this NQ is just breaking out, and I'm really, didn't like it that ES is uh, not reaching to 6,020, which is the first resistance for it. So NQ just moved 50 points. We want ES to go at least to the pushes to 6,005. Even in this breakout, it only moved 2 points, which is really, really less for ES to break out and participate. Whereas the NQ almost moved 50 points here. So this is a back test happen again on the ES. We really want this time to hold and push up. Come on. So it really held 6,010 very nicely. So that's a good sign. Okay, it's holding right now. Come on, but it's not breaking out. If you look at the book map, we don't see really aggressive buying, but we see a really aggressive moves in Q. So it's just a matter now that ES needs to join, because remember the first resistance or the yesterday high on ES is 6,020. Right now we are even below the pre-market range. Pre-market high is 620, opening range is 615. We didn't even retest the opening range. So I will take, because we are on the red trade, I will take the first partial close to 615, close to the opening range. So at least we take some out, and then we can lift our uh, stop loss, because it's taking a little while to move. Look at the NQ already moved up close to almost 80, almost 70, 650 points. But ES is very slow. It didn't even break the opening range. Opening 5 minutes is really, really, bearish candle, and ES is not able to even claim that. So I don't like this candle now. It's again retesting and trying to fail. Let's see what it does here. I really want this to hold 6,010. This is back testing right now. We really want 6,010 to hold, but there is no aggressive buying happening. I don't see any buyers stepping in, forming big bubbles. Definitely more buyers, but equivalent of sellers as well here. We want this area to break out. Okay, good. Come on. Okay, very nice. Okay, now looks really good. I think the next move would be if it's going to break out 6,012. Likely we're going to get the 6,015. NQ is also consolidating and making a new high. Come on, good. Yep. Let's go. Come on, give us a 6,016. Come on, push. Come on, ES. Come on, come on, come on. I don't want this to fail here. Come on. Looks really good. Come on, 6,016. Really, I see a big bubbles coming in. CVD pushing up. NQ is trying to test 21,865. So there is a high likelihood that NQ is also going, E is also going to retest 6160 or something like that. Come on. No, 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 pull back. Come on. This is really important because the opening candle for the ES 6013, it failed again. Look at the NQ. NQ is really bullish, extremely bullish. Okay, come on, 2 more points. Come on, it's taking too long. Come on, one push. On the ES side, is really slow price action. Come on, we want just this to break out this point. Everything looks so strong. 30 more seconds before 10:20. ES is really failing to reclaim the opening price. Come on, 10 more seconds. Good, come on, push. Come on. Good. Come on. I think it has a good potential. Come on. Right, lift it now. It's breaking out now. 614. Come on, give us 615. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Good. Come on, just break out over the highs. Come on. What happened? Oh man. All right, I took the partial, but mistakenly I will re-enter. I basically mistakenly closed my I pressed 2 times. So I took the partial, but I mistakenly closed 2 times. Shit, okay, I'm gonna re-enter uh, my one contract, which I'm not supposed to take it here. Okay, I re-entered my position, one contract. Go, 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 go. Easily we have a 620. Come on, go. Yes, good. Good. So we got the resistance of 6015, which is the opening range. So this is supposed to, here we need to take a partial. And next partial would be on the breakout of the over the highs. Come on. Oh, very slow price action. Okay, I'm gonna put my stop loss on the break even on my new entry. The given it's taking too long, and I don't feel comfortable now because the NQ is already break too much high. So you take the partial, and if you're green, you just pull the trailing or stop order on the top, so you don't get stop out. Okay, I stop out from the position. Only reason is because look at this completely. Look at the NQ. Look at the ES. We might gonna see another breakout, but it's taking too long. It's just take too long. It doesn't feel like a real momentum here. It can easily fail. The momentum is not like that you're gonna a 1 point breakout. Even it's breakout, it's only moving 1 point. So today is definitely the NQ day where ES didn't even move 5 points. Are you guys green or red? What's your status? I'm break even. I'm only Big Mac money. How about you guys? Good. What about other guys? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Small, very small red, which means that next one good trade can put you way green. It's always good. Break even always good. I'm also close to break even, only 39. See, this is more important. So today, so I'm gonna in the next session, the methodology class, I'm gonna teach you that how not all days are equal. You should not push all days equal return as well. Your objective is that there will be 3 or 4 or 5 days in a month where you're going to get 6 7 hours on your day, and there are other days where break even or small red is a big achievement, and there are some days where you're going to hit the base, right? 1 hour, 2 hour. So in totality, you need to balance all of them together. That's going to make your good week, good month. And I'm going to discuss this position sizing and day in the next session, which will be on the Wednesday. And this is really important. So you can't have every day with the same risk mindset. Reason being is that every day is not equal. Just like today, the ES is not moving as it's supposed to move, as it moves always. So if it doesn't move that way, you can't fight the market. If you are, yeah, go ahead. Yeah. No, but see, orders are on the both sides. So if you look at the NQ and if you look at the ES, both have the orders. But if you look at the way NQ moved and where ES moved, you can clearly see the significant. And ES is still moving. Don't take me wrong. ES is still very bullish now. The point is that the move is really slow. So any news, any bad news come in, it can chop you out. It can squeeze you out. You never know. In the before 10:30, it may go breakout pre-market high as well. It can happen both. But the question is the way we trade to get in take our quick partials, the momentum trades, and come back out. Right now, the more you're gonna hold and it's not moving, the probability of moving in your favor is getting lower and lower. So it may move, it can spike you down. Just like if you look at this 5 minute chart, look at this 5 minutes is what if this 5 minutes comes like this, 7 points pullback. It may still be going up, but it's gonna chop you out. You're gonna stop out. So there is no reason for you to hold. And we know usually when the ES or any instrument going over the highs, the opening range is usually need a little bit more time to consolidate. NQ is already broke out. Look at this. When NQ broke out, is almost broke out, 50, 60 points. But when ES broke out, it's only broke out 4 points. So it's no ways equal. And what we look at it here, ES is already way up, right? Look at this on the daily chart. Its high is 21,940, and ES high is 6,020. So, look at this now. It's moving now. But there's a risk involved. So there's no point of taking unnecessary risk. And, if you stomp out now, I bet you it's going to be harder for you to come back. Unless market really move and break out, which I've already, based on our pre-market analysis, as we discussed that, the data is coming in the next, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you don't know whether market going to anticipate big move today or is going to stay calm and consolidate before the market data comes in. So, it could be easily be the reverse, range day, market move back up here and come back down. And you can gauge, another thing is from the SPY, look at the SPY. So many gaps in the SPY chart, right? So that's what I was thinking. Initially, when we showed it, I was thinking that the market is likely going to close this gap. There is a gap here. So I was thinking that market might go and close the gap, but market didn't do that. So it would be due in afternoon, maybe just consolidate, and it never does the gap closure, right? So it's just a probability of game. So if we are break even today, we are good. Break even is good. So here, look at this again on the 2 minutes. See, is rejecting this. But if we consolidate, so for instance, if another 10 minutes of consolidation happens in the tiny range within this candle, if we see that if it's consolidate another 5 minutes and then breakout, then we can take it. But if it doesn't happen, it just fail, come back down here, and that's what I'm telling you that don't hold it, because if it fails here, then you're gonna risk the big range. Just better let the market consolidate here, and then if you're still watching the market, you can take the next leg up. All right. So any questions? Almost 10:30. Anyone on the YouTube took the trade? We have 28 people watching us, but they're all very shy. See here. So this is a fail came in. That's what I was telling you, that if it's pulled back aggressively, we don't want to take that. Okay. Holding it. In fact, so try to fail. Look at the bottoming tail again, hold it. But what I'm saying is if we can consolidate. Oh, here you go. Breakout now. Oh man, okay, all right. Doesn't really matter. So if it consolidated here, right, and then breakout, we can take it, but not now. Did you see that this breakout almost 8 points? This is the breakout we we're looking for previously. Okay, here you go. Let's see this. What happened after this breakout? Does it get fail, or it hold this breakout? I see that a really big topping tail. Get back into the range again below the opening range. 44. Yeah, that could be the driving, and the Tesla is also recovering. I saw that because if you look at it, I mean, it's really strange. So if you look at it, the first 5 minutes NQ was down, Nvidia was up. Next 5 minutes, Nvidia is down, NQ is up, right? And then Nvidia slowly moving back up over the highs, and NQ just made it a new high. So, uh, you know, uh, NQ still in the morning 5 minute range, like the ES. This is really big. This is a really a big candle. Nice. But look at the couple of topping tail on the top side. If you look at the 1 minute, you're gonna see it's so ugly. It's not that you know clean. But 5 minute is really really good. So don't chase this move. Okay? It can easily sell off. Right. If you have no question, I feel like I don't like to trade anymore. You know, it seems like it's a range day. You know, NQ is really breaking out, but ES is really really holding off. NQ seems really really strong. Almost this 5 minutes move on NQ is almost 40 points, and NQ and an ES is almost 8 points. Any questions? If not, I'm going to end. Let me just quickly close the live stream. On the YouTube X, do you guys have any question before I end the live stream? Right. Doesn't look like I have any questions. Just gonna end the stream.